Good afternoon to you.
My name is Stephen Kumba, and this is Group 6. We are discussing our question which says that discuss how childhood experiences contribute to personality traits in adulthood. But before we go to the main point of the question, we shall break the question into several parts. We shall define the key terms in the question. And one of them is experiences. Experiences, these are the things that we go through in our life. Then childhood, this is there are several scholars or philosophers who define childhood. For example, we have Edison. This one defines childhood as the stage of human growth and development between infancy and adolescence. And he said that it is from 0 to 12 years. However, Edison said that this stage of childhood can be categorized into different stages. We have what we call early childhood. What we call early childhood. This period is between 2 to 5 years of age. Then the middle childhood. This one is between 5 to 9 years. Then the last one is late childhood. It is between 9 to 12 years. Another key point here, another key term here, we have what we call personality traits. Personality traits, all traits is just the characteristic. Then when you add on this personality trait, we mean the extras that makes an individual unique. This stage of adulthood, or rather childhood, is characterized by here the children are active at play. It's a period of rapid body growth and body structure, the muscles and skeleton and motor development. Here the children are ever asking, they want to know how and why things happen the way they happen. Also here we have several videos that define personality traits. Like one of them is called Gordon Albert. This one categorized traits into two. That is common traits and individual traits. When we talk of common traits, these are the traits that are almost shared by every individual, like the sense of humor, aggressiveness, intelligence. These traits are almost found in every individual, but at different degrees. Then the individual traits, these are specific to one person, and these ones make an individual different from the other. Therefore, that's what I had for the introduction. Let me call upon another member to come and take you through the next part. Thank you.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, members.
Good afternoon, teacher.
I'm Josephine Inspire. I'm going to take you through the childhood experiences that contribute to personality traits in adulthood. These childhood experiences can contribute both positively and negatively, as I'm going to discuss. So, my first point is early attachments. early attachment and relationship. So these early attachments include loving and giving care to a child. So if a child is given care and is loved, that can build the trust in that child. And whereas if a child is not loved and is not given good care, that can cause anxiety and difficulty in forming relationship. Another point is early trauma. Early trauma and stressful events. So these ones include neglection. So if these children are neglected, like they are not loved in the family, or like they grow up seeing like the violence within the community, that can cause anxiety to those kids. But whereas if those children grow without stressful events, that can make those individuals to be prone to those health struggles. So another point is social interaction. Social interaction and growth. So for the children that are allowed to pray with their peers, those people can gain confidence. Like if a child is allowed to go and coordinate with others, pray, do what, that can cause confidence for that child. Whereas if a child is not allowed to interact with their friends or to pray with their friends, that can create someone to be not confident, in that those are the people who come in front of you and be shying away. In that when they are still young, they were not allowed to interact with their friends. So those are my 3 points. Let me call upon another person.
Hey.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, teacher.
My name is Wan Chakeme, and as a service presenter, I'm going to add on some points that we are discussing on how childhood experiences contribute to personality traits in adulthood. As it is stated that childhood experience, what they experience in the childhood, how does it affect after they will becoming adults? And I'm going to start with what we call childhood opportunities and environment. Childhood opportunities and environment. Here you find that when a child is allowed or exposed under to the environment, you find that this one motivates the child to grow up in an openness manner whereby is open. But when you find that if it is restricted in the environment, you find that it will not be open. And when it is exposed in the environment, you find that it will develop that curiosity and creativity. But when it is restricted in the environment, it may even discard the risk taking and personal growth. Another point is the discipline and responsibility. you find that here learning is responsibility area. For example, academic expectation, foster consciousness like organization and reliability, and lack of discipline. You find that this may lead to impulsivity or lack of motivation. For example, if the child is bad discipline, you find that he will lack a motivation because the adult will not encourage him to do such manner. And another minor point is about cognitive development. First and foremost, we know that cognitive development, this is just a process whereby an individual develops that ability of thinking, reasoning, and solving the problems. Here you find that learning environment earlier stimulates learning environment and exposure to stimulating environment. For example, educational resources, encouragement for exploration, fosters traits such as creativity and critical thinking. Critical thinking, you find that the child will be in a position to think deeply and be in position to solve the problems. Allow me to end there. I remain as Manta. Tell me.
Good afternoon, class. I'm going to continue from where my colleague ended. Identity formation. Self-concept. Childhood experiences contribute to the development of self-concept and identity. Positive reinforcement from caregivers and peers can enhance self-esteem and confidence, while negative experience can lead to doubt and insecurity. Here, what are they trying to win? They are trying to say positive reinforcement from caregivers and peers, like parents. How are they handling a child at home? If they are handling him like they allow him to interact with the colleagues are good, that student is going to have confidence in himself so that he can be able to interact with others. And if they don't do so, that child is expected to be shy, and therefore it will be very hard for him to interact with others. The second point is about role models. Children often emulate the behaviors and attitude of adults in their lives. Let's say children, like in most cases, their behaviors are determined by their parents. The way a parent teaches this child to behave is the way that child is going to behave up to the future. Observing positive role models can foster traits such as kindness and responsibility. If your role models are good, then probably you will be a good person. And when you are bad, probably you will be a bad person. While negative role models, they contribute to the aggression and the responsibility. But I'm trying to communicate that if they grew up when your role models are not good, possibly irresponsible. Another point would be about formation of core beliefs. Childhood experiences shape core beliefs about oneness, others, and the world. Positive reinforcement can lead to self-confidence, while constant criticism may result into low self-esteem and self-doubt. The outside positive reinforcement can lead to self-confidence. Like how are you interacting with others? It gives you much confidence than when you are not allowed to interact with other people in what? When during your stage when you're still young. And when you're allowed to interact with them, probably you have confidence to interact with people. I remain Makila Rajab.
So, good afternoon, members.
Good afternoon.
My name is Kalema David, writer from Masakali Public. So, a teacher of entrepreneurship and geography. I'm here to take you through how childhood experiences contribute to personality traits in adulthood. So, my first point is cognitive and problem solving abilities. So, here we see that an individual early exposure to problem solving activities helps children develop critical thinking skills. This can foster creativity and adaptability and resilience in adulthood. For example, when an individual grows up in a situation or in an environment where he or she is exposed to a number of problems, so the problems he goes through help him or her and shape his brain to form or to formulate adaptive solutions to solve the problems. But once an individual grows up in a situation where he or she is not exposed to problems, you will find him that it is hard for him or her to adapt to the environment or to find solutions once problems faces him or her. Another point is development of emotional regulation skills. Here they say that children who are taught to exposure and manage emotions effectively are more likely to exceed emotional intelligence and self-control as adults. And it is the same way or the other. When an individual is not exposed to such emotional skills, he or she will find it difficult. For example, I'm going to use a certain team in the Premier League right now. For example, when we talk of Man U fans, so a Man U fan at this point is capable of solving or is capable of finding skills to overcome difficult situations. But when we go to another side of like Man City fans or Liverpool fans, for them, once they fail, they find it very difficult because they are exposed to just winning. For example, the Liverpool. And another point is experience of rewards and discipline. Consistent discipline helps children understand boundaries and consequences, shaping their ability to follow rules and respect authority. On the other hand, erratic discipline may lead to rebellious or defiant behavior in adulthood. Here, what are they trying to mean? That once an individual grows up in a situation or experiences a situation where he or she, once he does something good, is rewarded. So that helps him to shape his childhood traits that once he or she does anything, whether it's good or not, he will be appreciated and he will be very thankful. But when an individual grows in a situation where he is not subjected to rewards, it will be a bad state that will shape his or her adulthood traits. I remain carried there.
Studying class, I'm Immaculate Abo, EAE History, CRE. Other questions, let's discuss how childhood experiences contribute to personality traits in adulthood. First and foremost, let me talk about learning from failure and success. Most times, children who are exposed to failure, it also depends on how a parent talks to them. When a child has failed and a parent tries to talk to them in a positive way, advising them, they will perform well next time. Next time, obviously, they will work hard and succeed. Even in adulthood, when they grow up, they will just know that there is also failure. With the time, I will do what? I will succeed. So this This contributes to their personality in adulthood in a way that they know to some extent there is failure and to some extent there is success. So they grow up with the character of not giving up, determined, and know how to handle situations. The other one is sibling relation. What do we mean by sibling relation? Sibling alone means your brothers and sisters at home. Those are your brothers and sisters. Doesn't mean one are male or female. So children who are exposed to interaction with their siblings every time, they interact with their siblings. Even when they're out of home, they know how to interact with others. So this shapes their personality in adulthood in a way that they develop into adults who can cooperate with others, who can interact with anybody or socialize with anyone around them. And lastly is the exposure to diversity. I will start this point by giving an example. Most of the children who grow up from extended families, let me not talk about only extended families where we only know relatives. There are some extended families whereby there is an organization or a parent decides to adopt other children outside. So he adopts other children outside. Remember, when they adopt, they're not going to adopt relatives. They're going to adopt people of different culture, people of different character outside. So when they bring them and they stay with their children or they live with their children, these children learn how to be with them, learn their ways and cooperate with them. So this shapes their personality in adulthood in a way that they can easily associate with anyone regardless of where they're from or who they are in adulthood. So that means cooperation still comes in exposure, diversity when you're young. In adulthood, you can easily cooperate with anybody. Thank you very much.
How are you? My name is Jim Aswa. I'm going to continue from where the previous discussants have ended. So I'll continue with the point of influence of childhood, hobbies and interests. Members, when we talk about hobbies, these are like the things children love more when they are still young, and interests are, when we talk about the hobbies, they are like the activities children does when they are still young, whereas the interests, they are the areas they desire most. So by saying so, when these children are still young, when you make them love their hobbies and interests, it can encourage and promote development of their talents, development in areas they feel like in the future. Point again. Another point is impact of childhood friendship. This one in psychology is being named that we are all of us. We are what we are because of the background of the family. When your parents decide to keep you alone, that means you agree with a lonely life. So friendship starts from the family. When your father or the family is friendly, automatically even the child will come knowing that sharing, socializing is the only way to survive the earth. That one is also not there. Then the last point on my side is the sense of security and stability and stable. I'm saying that when the child have a secure, when a stable and secure childhood environment fosters a sense of safety. Here it means that when you grew up in a stable environment, meaning your mind will be stable. I can give you an example. Our colleagues in South Sudan, they are all brutal because of what is existing in their place. So when the child grows up seeing people dying, it comes to his or her mind is that killing someone is just a game. And let's end up when they grow up becoming so hostile in such a way. With those few points, I'll beg to end there. I'm going to take us off.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon.
All right. So my name is Roman Augustus, student of computer and information. And I'm here to take you through the conclusion. But before we sit on our conclusion, let's first have a recap of our question. Our question was saying that discuss how childhood experiences contribute to personal traits in adulthood. The things that children in their young ages, when they pass through, how they contribute to their personal traits or their characteristics after becoming the adults. As my fellow members have discussed some of the factors, for example, early attachment, we have early trauma, early stressful events, we have social interaction, we have disciplinary responsibilities, we have childhood opportunities, among others. So, this is the conclusion. In conclusion, childhood experiences shape personality by influencing emotional responses, social behaviors, and coping mechanisms. These childhood experiences shape personality traits by influencing emotional responses. This is how individuals react, or how these children in their young ages after becoming adults, how they react. Then it also influences their social behavior, how do they behave after becoming adults, and how individuals react and adapt to their new environment. Remember, if you are still young and after growing old, you are not in the same environment. You're changing from one environment to another environment. Like as we have seen here, early childhood, middle childhood, and late childhood. Altogether, then you are changing in an environment. So it influences how individuals react and adopt their new environment. The things you do in your early ages or when you're still young, they are not the same things that you do after you become old. Then finally, however, these early childhood experiences influence an individual's personality traits. Personality traits, these are characteristics of an individual. So these childhood experiences, they affect or they influence their personality characteristics. Personality traits, those are individuals' characteristics. If we can take an example, we can compare two circumstances here. These children who are born from village and these children who grew up in the town, those people after becoming old, they cannot behave the same. Because you will find that here in the town, there will be no digging, farming, raising, and whatever. But in the village, those young children, they grow up when they know how to dig, they know how to raise, household activities, and many others. That is in their childhood. Those are the childhood activities, some of the childhood activities they do when they are still young. So they will contribute or influence their personality traits. Altogether, you find when after those people growing up, they know how to do household activities, they know how to dig, how to raise, and many others. Members, in brief, that's the conclusion we had for you, and that's all what we had for you.
But we have called the hashtag.
Members. Good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon.
I thank everyone for his presence, but what I know that one of our members was not there and is known like Angel, and she is sick. She has not managed to be with us, but if Master can give her a chance, we shall record her also present it and we forward it to Master. But because of time, Master wanted to work very fast, and we will time back. We had not to cancel our presentation. So let us pray for her so that she recovers very fast to come back and give the presentation. Thanks.